Hello everybody and welcome back to the Quiet Kenku. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm showing you how I do content creation, specifically how I make YouTube shorts from longer form content. First and foremost, you need some content, which I do here. So what I have here for you is I have a very basic video that I did of me finding a secret in the game and showing how you can find it too. So I thought it'd be a good one to show people. So I first off recorded the video. You can see that there are a few cuts here because there were some times where I was just kind of roaming around and looking around, and so I thought that was kind of not really needed. And so I cut that out, got right into the meat and potatoes of it. So what you want to do first and foremost is you need to make a new timeline with the correct resolution. So you can see that this is 1920 long by 1080, the standard nowadays for videos. Now I am using a dual monitor setup, so let me get over here. This is where the media pool is. You have effects, you have all that kind of stuff. But in the media pool, you want to go ahead and right click, go to create new timeline under timelines. You want to make sure to uncheck use project settings, go over to format, use vertical resolution. All that's going to do is it's just going to flip everything. And you can rename it. For example, I'm going to rename this to secret short, because this is a short of the original, which I have for this purpose named secret. So you want to hit create. Now you're going to see that there is nothing here. It's completely empty. What I like to do at this point is just copy it using, you can either get like this and then right click and hit copy, or you can use the shortcut of Control C. So I'm going to Control C, go to secret short, going to then either Control V or right click and hit paste. I'm going to do Control V. And now you have this. What you want to do at this point is copy this, and first off, make sure that your clips are unlinked. If this is checked, then you want to click it to uncheck it. If it shows no check, but some of them still have the little paper clip showing they're linked, you can just click this twice, like I did. You want to then copy your video layer. So you want to copy, move your playhead somewhere out here, and paste using, again, Control C and Control V. While it's highlighted, click and drag it into a top video layer. If there is not a top video layer, it'll make a new one automatically. You also want to make sure that it shows that little symbol near the end, meaning that it's lined up. So now you can see that it doesn't look any different, and that's kind of the point. So at this point, what you want to do is you want to make the back, the bottom here, which is going to be the background, large enough to fill the screen. If it's a little larger, that's fine. I usually go about here, just a little bit zoomed past. You can actually also just simply, so let's say it's back down to here. You can double click in the zoom box and hit 1920, because that's 1920. And oop. Or sorry. So you can double click in here and hit 1.92. Oop, I mistyped. 1.920, and that'll be essentially 1920. And that'll zoom this to the height of this. Now at that point, what you want to do is go over to your effects, which I'll drag this back over and show you where that is. The effects tab can be found down here. That's at least how I have mine set up. It may be in different places depending on what version you're using or other factors, but just find the effects tab and you want to type in blur. Now there are a few options for the blur you can use. For me personally, I like to use the Gaussian blur, which is this one here. So let me drag this back over. And you want to make sure you're selecting the background layer here. Still have that selected. You want to click and drag your Gaussian blur over on top of it. and that'll blur the background nice and pretty. What you want to do at this point is you want to make sure that you have the top resized to where you want it. I'm actually going to zoom it out ever so slightly from where it was. So it was already zoomed in most of the way, but I want to bring it to, it's really up to you. You can either bring it here, which is showing the entirety of the screen, or I like to actually zoom it in just a little more so that when somebody's on their phone, they can see it a little easier. And that's for the most part it. You can, however, and this is a personal choice, you can go to here and highlight all of these, and then zoom in a little bit. Go toward the end till your cursor looks something like, if it'll do it here, something like, why is it not doing it? Something like that. Sometimes you have to like finagle it around to get it, but then you can just right click and hit right click and then choose one of these options. I personally just will do this, usually the 60 frame crossfade, because then what that'll do is at the end, it'll add a little bit of a fade out, which I'm a big fan of. I also will usually do that at the beginning. So going here, and then similar symbol will show up like that. And then you do a 60 frame crossfade in, makes it a little prettier. So now that we've made our short vertical, at this point you want to go to the same effects tab as before and type in text. You can grab your basic text. Now you're going to notice it shows up like that here, but at the beginning it's black. Now why is it black? It's because we had our crossfade, so I like to go ahead and add a crossfade onto that as well, and then it shows up right alongside the video. You want to go ahead and drag your text to show for the duration you want it to. For me, I want it to show for the whole video. Add a crossfade at the end as well so that it disappears right along with everything else. And then you want to go anywhere in the video, it doesn't matter since this is universal across the whole thing, and type your text. For this, the secret that I'm showing in the video is the maker drone. So you want to type in, let's say, how to find maker drone. And I'm actually going to add a second text, but I'll do that in a moment. You can pick your script here. I'm going to do, I want something like bold. Maybe we'll do Sika text semi-bold. And you can either drag it, or I'm personally just going to, wrong thing. I'm just personally gonna move it like this, using the drag. I'm also gonna make it a little smaller, and up just a little more. And you can actually see, it's kind of funny where I'm typing this here. You can actually see me finding the maker drone. So this is the point in the video, but the text will show up the whole time. You can change color, you can change all kinds of things. I'm actually going to go ahead and make another text box. In fact, I'll just simply copy and paste to make said text box. Copy paste, drag up to a new layer, and then I'm going to drag it to the bottom, and I'm going to put in Doom the Dark Ages. Now it does spill over a little bit, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. Or, actually, there we go. We'll just do something like that for this. And then, in fact, we could actually make it a little bigger to fill the space about there. And so now we have a full short. You could leave it there, but I'm going to do one extra step. Now, I've actually done a similar short like this. It's not quite done, but almost. I'm going to copy a little thing that I have personally. We're going to paste. And we're going to add it on to the end. Now, all this is that I've added on there, trying to make it so you can see. I'm actually going to drag this up. There we go. Just making it so you can see it all. What that is a little subscribe button thing. Try to put it somewhere that's unobtrusive to the video, but also central to the video. In fact, I'm actually going to make it just a little bit bigger, I think. And so it'll go central in the video. It basically urges your followers to like and subscribe. And if you're wondering where I found that, I found it on YouTube. You can find a lot of green screen little clips and things on YouTube that are incredibly helpful. If you want to add like a little meme thing on there somewhere, you can find a lot of green screen stuff. And using DaVinci Resolve's 3D keyer, you can do that. In fact, maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. So if that's something you want to see, give a thing down in the comments. Put a comment down there if you want more DaVinci Resolve tutorials. I am a small content creator myself. However, I have had to learn a lot, going from no knowledge to where I'm at now. So if you're also in that same boat and needing to learn these things, well, I can try and help the best I can. I can definitely try. But that is how you make a YouTube short. I would actually add one other little thing in here, and this is just me being nitpicky. I'm going to go ahead and, or not for that part, not for the text, but for the video. Going to line it up with the edges of that little thing there, and I'm just going to go ahead and actually blur using that same Gaussian blur. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Gaussian blur, and I'm just going to actually blur the background video while that's on the screen. You technically don't need to blur the background again, because it's, already pretty blurry, but you can blur it more if you want. And what that will do is, a little bit of lag there. Little bit of lag, oops. While that's on the screen, it just blurs the whole thing. It makes it a little prettier. But anyway, I'm going to quit messing with it now. That's so hard to do. Thank you all for stopping by the Quiet Kenku. I hope you learned a thing or two. Again, let me know if you want to see more in the future. I'm happy to learn with you and share some of my learning that I've had to do, both with this and other things. So thank you again. Have a nice day.